Welcome to Talk About Coaching with us, Jamie Tenzer and Sheri Boone. We spend our days talking about coaching as we train and mentor coaches, and we've been doing this for about 20 years. We even talk about coaching when we're just chatting with each other. So we thought, why not record our chats and share them with you? Our goal is to share our expertise to help you on your journey to become a better coach. And we'll share ideas that you can take and try on to see if they work for you. We hope you'll find value, and if there's a topic you'd like us to talk about, please let us know. We can be reached at coachcachet.com. That is CoachCachet.com. We hope you'll enjoy today's Talk About Coaching. Hi, Sheri.
Hi, Jamie.
You ready to dive into a competency today?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Well, this will be really an interesting one. 5.5 under maintains presence is comfortable working in a space of not knowing.
Yep.
I really love this one.
I do too. I think it's a good one. It really is just sort of the heart of being a coach.
Yeah, and it's not that easy to pull off always.
Right. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking that one place where this can get very tricky, of course, is if we have expertise in the area that our client is discussing and how we are able to not only set that aside, because I think that's step one, set it aside, understand that we're dealing with a different human, we're not dealing with our own understanding and knowledge, but also to really, I almost feel like it's a matter of convincing ourselves that we really don't know the answer, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like it says, be comfortable with that. You know, that it's that base of understanding that we don't have to know. That it's not up to us to know. That's not being a coach, sharing information that we know or that we have expertise in, right? So for me, it comes to that place of really trusting, and we've talked about trust before, but really trusting that, trusting in our client, trusting in the process of coaching. And that's how we get comfortable to sort of sit in that not knowing place and have a conversation, have a coaching session with a client that isn't around giving information or imparting our great wisdom, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I think there are some steps to get from point A to point B for people. I mean, I think this is a competency that really does take development over time.
I do too.
Because in the beginning, it's really it's wonderful if people can just not give advice, right? And not consult. I mean, when you're first learning how to coach and you're coaching somebody who's having an issue that you know so much about, and you're just able to not consult in that moment and really stay in coach mode, that's a win. And then the next step is it's this inside job about really understanding that any advice you could possibly give this person is going to probably derail their process in coaching.
Yes. And I really am picking up on what you just said, and I really like it about it being an inside job. because it really is, to be comfortable in the space of not knowing. That's an inside job. How do we, and that does take time, that does take some development to really experience what that's like with the client, right? And also again, to coming back to trusting the process. So that takes some doing, that takes some experience. I think it's the rare coach who at the beginning, when they're beginning their coaching, it's the rare person who can really bring that, can really embody that, being comfortable in not knowing. It takes some work. Yeah.
It takes work, yeah. But the great thing is once you're able to click into that, coaching is so much, in my opinion, more enjoyable and also easier. And I think one thing as you were talking, I was thinking about, one of the things that keeps us as coaches from being able to really do this is that we can tie our value to being able to share our expertise, right? And that's a very consulting kind of mindset. But if we can really tie our value to our ability to maintain a space and a presence for our client, I think that helps the shift happen as we're coaching.
Yeah, absolutely. I often say to coaches that I'm mentoring, when you can let go of the responsibility, let go of your responsibility that says, unless my client gets a great answer, I'm not a great coach. The more you can let that go, the easier coaching is and the more effective it is. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can really tell when you're listening to coaches, you can tell when they're struggling with that challenge, right? Going back and forth. I was thinking about that first step that happens when we learn to not give advice and not consult, but sometimes that advice giving and consulting can show up in our questions, right?
Right.
So, that's progress.
Yep.
Because we're not being overt. And then just that self-awareness in the moment to be able to check in and say, where is this question coming from? What's happening here? Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we call that leading in the form of a question, right?
Exactly.
But I hear coaches saying that. They'll say, well, when I asked that question, I know I was really wanting to get them somewhere. So I guess that's leading, right? Which there's the good conversation. Yeah, it probably was leading. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. All right. Wonderful. Well, what a great discussion. Thank you for your wisdom.
Thank you. This was a good one.
Yeah. Talk to you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We hope you're walking away with something of value. As always, we invite your comments at coachcachet.com. That's COACHCACHET.com.